whole thing.
Yeah, so we were the infrastructure group, and I'm going to speak about it. And our curiosity is really what infrastructure can do to support us in connecting to each other and in supporting each other. And so we got into nothing nearly as graphical as hers, but we talked some about the common spaces and how that can support us in connecting to each other, and common facilities that are in the common spaces. So it's a common house in co-housing terms. And then we thought of like modular design, so a way to create buildings where there's some flexibility in where the buildings are and where they go. And then we talked, of course, about our value in economic and environmentally sustainable housing that supports us in being reliant individually and as groups as well. So so then various things about like gray water and micropower, and how do we kind of have the resources that sustain the community. How do they network together, and how do we bring that to life? There's high density clusters surrounded by green space, which is a co-housing kind of idea. And please add anything if you guys have anything with me.
Just where we kind of came from a place of central focus for the community, and then smaller subset pods of specific use and function around that. And then around that, we were kind of talking about how we'd have our living quarters, and then Lotus came in and kind of started drawing pictures for us, so we had a better visual effect of the spiraling out and into other communities and connecting with other communities, and part of that scenario we were talking about how in these pods we'd have to have internet connection so we can have all of those wonderful tools that Lotus and the connectivity group is.
Yeah, so there's both the relationship within the community that we have, and then relationships with other sister communities. So there's really there's a kind of a diversity of communities, and you get to be in one for a while and then have an easy way to go from where you are to another community. Like, oh, I want to live over here now. My life has changed. So that's a bit of this kind of spiral of connection to other communities. So that's some of what we had. And then as far as next steps, just clarity of process. We thought of maybe movie nights where we can come together to kind of educate ourselves about infrastructure and what it might take to bring it to life.
One aspect that probably is important to mention, Lotus had a lot of knowledge on that, and all the belief systems and codes, and we kind of, are we going to be code compliant or not? I guess we need to put a lot of effort on making something really outstanding and out of the box, completely new, that it's really doing a positive impact. It's like all the code constraints are because we're impacting the environment. But what if you're bringing positive impact or zero impact? It's like you're not there. So what's the reason for code if you're not physically, if you don't look, there is no observation that you are there. So if we create a positive impact, that our contribution to the space, the community large, and nature is measurable, we're pretty much covering all the needs to say, well, we're defeating the code because the code is just looking at the constraints.
So it basically opens up the possibility for possibly creating a new zoning type and introducing that to the current empowered, county, city, whatever it is that you're dealing with. There is actually
Awesome
a process for
presentation.
that. I'm sorry?
Awesome presentation.
Good.